Hi, again, ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Marcus here. Thinking about things that are predictable. One of the most certain things we can all agree that is predictable is that if you have been born, if you are living on this earth, there's one thing that is very predictable, and that is, for the most part, every last one of us are going to die. So, just as birth, death plays a major role in life. And since you have experienced the birth, we can put that behind us. What we're going to experience is death. And so, from the time that we begin to walk, it's walking toward the end. Walking toward the end of what? Of this life. And why this life? This life, we are here, obviously, to do something. And this is made so obvious, as I indicate, by the fact that you have to survive. And survival calls for each of us to do something. And each of us got different things that we love doing or like doing, and we would prefer doing to other things. And given that it requires a whole mess of talents and skills to master all of the things that are required to meet your individual needs, wants, and desires, you find that it is easier to accomplish this with all of the people having these same needs, splitting the requirements amongst themselves, splitting them up so you don't have to do everything. You do some things or a thing, and that the end result is that the reservoir is sufficient. So I think about these kinds of things, ladies and gentlemen, and how efficient that works. I think about that in the totality of what we experience in our lives today. We don't just look for food, clothing, and shelter and education. We look for transportation, infrastructure, going to the moon, going anywhere, doing any kind of thing, whatever we can imagine. That's what and it is required that we use resources that are given to us from a natural source. It is required that it engage people who have skills and knowledge to participate. And all of it usually is for the benefit of someone or something or everyone. But it causes no pain or suffering to anyone, thereby making it still, though everyone does not have to put hands on, it makes it still resources that belongs to the people. No anyone, but to the people, to benefit the people. And what this protects us from is a 1% owning all of the resources or multiples of the resources while the masses of the people skimming. And to say that these people understand that each of them are in the same position, they are going to die, and how anyone would allow one or a group of people to usurp their will, usurp their power, and maximize their own to beat the rest of the people down. How in the world can you allow something like that to happen? In order for you to allow something like that to happen, you have to be like a puppy or anything that you can train. You have to be trained to do this. So we actually have to admit to ourselves that the pain and suffering that it is experienced in America and is experienced around the globe is because since the beginning of time, humans in one area or another have been trained, just like language, to speak, to act, and to receive a certain kind of way. Chinese see things different than Americans, different than Russians, different than North Koreans, different than Filipinos. Everybody got their own perspective, but the truth of the matter is that the truth is there in every group. Aside from that corruption, all of that corruption is the stuff that caused the pain and the suffering. That corruption is the stuff that causes homelessness and joblessness. That corruption is the thing that caused terror and war. That corruption is the thing that caused hatred and bigotry. All of that stuff exists because you've allowed yourselves to continue to pass along that philosophy of life that says them that got are the bosses. Why? Because you need what they got. How did they get it? They stole it. You say, what do you mean you stole it? All you got to do, don't go looking everywhere. Go to America and you see how the people came in there and stole the Indians' land. Just remember that. They stole it. It wasn't given to them. They stole it and then they started whooping heads and took it. This is why they say this is their land. They stole it, they took it, they whooped heads. They did what demons do. They stole it. And then after they stole it, they went and took another group of people and robbed them of their identity. Gave them a new identity, which meant slave. This actually happened. Now, this didn't just happen in America. I used America because we are Americans and we experience this. Okay, how much we try to deny it, it's true. But it's not just happening in America. It happened all over the globe. All people have experienced something to this effect. And everybody wants freedom just like people in America want freedom. But those who have profited from it all of these years, the rest, all of their lives, they're ready to give up nothing. And as long as the training has been accepted, that allows people to go from day to day believing that something's going to happen tomorrow, you're going to be dead. And ain't nothing going to happen, but things would have gotten worse. You know what that means? That means significantly that you would have lived your life wasted. You would have lived your life repeating the same old things that you have done from day to day. It didn't matter whether it was good or bad, you just repeated. You were just like a straw blowing in the wind your whole entire life. And sometimes before you die, you have to experience some of that pain and suffering that you have ignored for your whole life. You have to actually literally feel it. You don't die. You sit there and go through some stuff, and I guarantee you, thank God I haven't gotten there yet, and I hope I never get there. Where you just lay there and all of the stuff that goes through your mind, you can't do nothing but just lay there and take it. And so, this is a result of you wasting your time. Just think about what could have been accomplished if you had been living instead of robbing and getting caught up in it. Well, you know, as I sit here and I'm knocking you side your head by the things I'm saying, in my mind at the same time, there's something that's saying, but they didn't know. They didn't know. Look, they've been trained. They didn't know. How do you know? The way to know is for people, honestly, the way you know is by wanting to know. The way you know is by craving to know. Now, what brings you to that point? I don't know. But I do know it is required for you to go deeper. You have to search for the truth. I mean, so many lies and deception has been thrown over us over a lifetime, over existence of human history. Till you have to search for the truth. And it's sometimes kind of easy. If you can just think and go deep into that which deals with you, what delivers you out of all that oppresses you, what delivers you from this bondage, and liberation is like the sun breaking through a crack in the earth. Oh my goodness. And once you figure that out, and once you feel that liberation, then if you really want to go to the true step, where would that take you? Well, the truth is it'll either make you think you somebody, or it'll wake you up. To wake you up means that's how you will see all people. And once you see all people you see, like this, you see all people as joy. Now, I'm saying all people are seeing one another as joy. But even if that's not happening, you are. And by you being real, if you are real, the evidence will be in the way you walk. You will walk according to a different drum major. Your steps will be magnificent. And the world won't be able to deny you. And now, you, my friends, are making a difference in life. And your walk in life toward your end is glory all the way. Because the sun that comes from the steps that you leave behind that draws people to the truth is as magnificent as it goes. And what else can you do except walk to the end like a glowing light? Woo! I think I better stop now. Talk about 10 minutes. That's 11. Let me stop. Goodbye for now.